I feel like John Mars can do an unhinged woman character. I don't know what that says about him. The twist that comes midway into this book had me gobsmacked. Like the plot twists are just like, huh? Why? Why? Books I loved, but I literally just couldn't give them the full 5 stars. And some of them I have very solid reasons for it, and others it's just like they weren't giving me 5 stars, 6 star vibes. But I actually really enjoyed reading some of these thriller books. So let's get into them. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. So these are the books that I actually really loved, but I just didn't give them 5 stars. I gave them like, it's between a 4. I gave them above a 4 stars. And yes, the first one is In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. And people actually really loved this book. I feel like I've heard so much rave about this book. And when I decided to read it, I was slightly just a little bit disappointed because it just wasn't giving me 5 star, 6 star vibes. But this book is about a group of friends who, and I had so much like deja vu while reading this entire book, because I don't know if you can hear the people outside. They're like, I don't know, chainsawing something. Is it called chainsawing? Child, I'm just a girl. I don't know what these things are called, okay? But anyway, so when I read this book, I kept getting like a deja vu feeling. I kept feeling like I had read this book somewhere at some point in my life. I just couldn't pinpoint where, okay? But this is about a group of friends. One of them dies and her boyfriend is accused of killing her. And does he go to prison? I can't remember. Or maybe they didn't have, no, they didn't have enough evidence. But everybody always just assumed that he did it. And so we go back when they have like their 10-year reunion or whatever, and they go back to the school, and then things just start unraveling because somebody wants to get to the bottom of what actually happened to the friend that passed away. And somebody's trying to find out who actually killed them, and they kind of want the person to confess to it. And yeah, and I really did like this book, right? But my problem was, I don't know, maybe it was a deja vu feeling, or it kind of just felt like it wasn't anything new. It wasn't anything amazing. But I did really, really like it. I did give it like above a 4. I think I'll just put like my rating down here for all of these books because I honestly cannot remember. It's between like a 4 or 4.25 or 4.5 or a, yeah, 4.75 essentially, but I don't think there are any of those. But yeah, so I'll just put down here what I gave that book. But I really did enjoy it. It was just, it didn't feel like anything new, anything groundbreaking for me personally. Next one is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. And this book was just so sad. This book was sad. What happened to that girl was just sad. I felt like the entire book was just sad, and maybe that's why I didn't give it 5 stars. But I also kind of like knew what was going on the entire time. Like, I don't think it was meant to be like plot twisty or anything. I think it was meant to be like a, I wouldn't even call it a mystery, because you kind of already know. You're just following along with somebody's just story, and it's just, and then there was something that happened, and I was just like, there was really no need for you to go in that direction with it. In terms of like something that happened with the sister, it was just pointless and it didn't add much to the story. And I just, it annoyed me so badly. It honestly annoyed me so much. I feel like maybe had they not added that in there, I probably would have given it like an additional 0.5. But it upset me so much that that's the direction that Lisa Joel decided to go in it. And it wasn't even like that part was big, much of anything. But it did annoy me. So essentially this book, it's pretty a straightforward book. Then She Was Gone. It's about a young girl who disappears, and then years later, her mom starts dating a man who has a daughter who looks exactly like her daughter, but obviously she's like younger. So you just basically go from there, and you find out how she disappeared, and it's just sad. It's really just, it's sad. Honestly, this book broke me. It was just very sad. And yeah, I feel like the thing with Lisa Jewell that I've heard apparently is that her books aren't necessarily like plot twisty. So you literally just read them for the vibes, but you already always know what is going to happen. I mean, I can vibe with that. I think that's okay. But yes, I just couldn't give it 5 stars for the fact that there was not really much of a plot twist, and that little thing that happened that honestly annoyed me in that book. But yeah, I did honestly enjoy it, and it did break me. The next one is What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. Now, this book, I don't know. I enjoyed this book, okay, but it wasn't five-star vibes. I probably gave this like a 4.5. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I honestly have no notes on it. It just didn't quite hit the 5 mark point. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. I read this book. It's about, girl, I can't remember. It's about three girls. They have like this ritual thing that they did, and then one of them ends up dead. And then years later, they go back to the hometown, and then they try to find out what happened to her. Something like that, okay? Something like that. But trust me when I say it was an interesting book. I really did enjoy it. I loved the book. I honestly I can't even remember what the plot twists were in the book, so I just remember enjoying the book thoroughly, and I remember having a really good time reading it. So take that as you will, okay? But okay, fine. So the next book is You Are Not Alone by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen, something like that. But this book, I had such an amazing time reading this book. I actually enjoyed this book a lot. Like, I remember I actually enjoyed this book a lot. It was quite literally unputdownable. Pretty much kind of like What Lies in the Woods. I thought that was also unputdownable, but this one was also really unputdownable. So this one is about a woman who, girl, I feel like I forgot what this one's about as well. But this one is about a woman who seemingly commits suicide. And then another woman who apparently looked like her starts getting a little bit like obsessed with her. She comes across the fact that this woman killed herself, and then she attends her funeral, or what is it called? Funeral, whatever. That thing, what do you call it, that thing that you have before the funeral, like a night visual, something like that. So she attends that thing, and then she comes across that woman's friends, and then they kind of just befriend her, but they have ulterior motives, and she's just out here thinking, maybe these really cool girls like me, because they're super cool girls, they're like fashionable girls, they work in the fashion industry. Tell me you hate me without telling me you hate me. Like, my battery literally just died. Camera, tell me you hate me. But anyway, so I was just basically saying that they're kind of like cool girls, and they're edgy, and they have like this whole look going on, and her life is kind of just like not good. Her life is kind of just, she's not having a nice time in life. Like, she's not enjoying life. Her life, there's not much going on in her life, not much going on for her in her life. So she meets these women, and they're just like, we kind of like you, we want to be your friend. And she just kind of just takes it at face value, and she's just like, maybe they actually like me. But yeah, so that's basically what those vibes are. And yeah, it just goes from there. The next book is You Killed Me First by John Mars. And I don't know, I have a problem with John Mars. Like, I feel like I actually really like his books, like the ones that I've read, but I don't know. This one is about three women, and they're kind of like frenemies. They really aren't friends. So these two women live in this neighborhood, and then another woman comes to join them in the neighborhood, and then they kind of just like form what you would call a friendship, but that's not a friendship at all. And then after that, just a lot of unhingedness goes on. That's all I'm gonna say. Just a bunch of unhingedness goes on, and a bunch of unlikable characters, and it's just, these women are unhinged, okay? I feel like John Mars can do an unhinged woman character. I don't know what that says about him, because he's a man. So, but no, he definitely can do an unhinged character, an unhinged female character, because there's another book where they're like unhinged, but that one I didn't give that one anything near four, so I really, but yeah, no, he can do unhinged characters. The other one is The One by John Mars, and I don't know if this should even be in this list, but I just thought I'd mention it. Because I don't really think, I gave it a 4 initially, but then I think I took my rating down to like a 3.75. But I'm currently not sure where I'm at in terms of my feelings with the book. It's either 3.75 or 4, but I'm not sure. So I won't really delve into deep into that one, but it's kind of on the radar. It's somewhere kind of there. Another book which I also feel like is a bit controversial is The Kind with Killing by Peter Swanson, and I expected this book to be a 5-star read, to be a 6-star read, but I have a reading vlog on it, And I'll put the reading blog up here. And something happened in the book that I didn't like, and it wasn't the same for me. I still really enjoyed the book afterwards. It wasn't even like it had a trope that I didn't like, but something happened to somebody, and after that I kind of left the story slightly, and maybe not even slightly. I just couldn't see things the same after that, and I think that ruined the entire book experience for me. Because, like, if I'm like watching a movie and my favorite character dies, I will literally stop watching the movie. So I just gave you a little clue there, okay? A bit of a spoiler. But yeah, so something that happened, and I just couldn't get with it. So this one is basically about a woman and a man meet at an airport thingy. They meet at an airport when they're waiting for their plane, and then this man confides in this woman and basically tells her that, like, I kind of want to kill my wife. Like, they're drinking and having a good time, and he's kind of just like, I kind of want to kill my wife, and he's joking about it, and she's like, well, why don't you do it? And then we just go from there, and then we find out why he even wants to kill his wife. And then we just kind of find out why this strange woman just told this man to kill his wife. Worst thing is, she went and said, I will actually help you. I'll help you kill her. And then we just kind of find out why she wants to help a man she's never met commit a crime. But yeah. So then we go from there, and yeah, I really did like this book, but it just wasn't 5 star for me because of that thing that happened. And also, I kind of feel like it didn't go in that direction I was expecting, and it wasn't necessarily in a good way. It wasn't necessarily in a good way. There are other books in the series. Apparently, it's like a series, and I have no interest in reading all the other ones, but yeah, I did really enjoy this one nonetheless, though. A Stranger in the Dark by Stacey Willingham, and A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. And I got the plot twist of this book, the main one. I got it. And it didn't make sense to me how that could have been the plot twist. But because I had thoughts about it, and I was like, wow, this is probably what's going to happen. But as I was reading the book, I was like, but it just wouldn't make sense if that was the plot twist. And it kind of was. So I think that was the big hoo-ha moment for me. But I had a really nice time reading this book, and she's like a psychologist, and the way she goes into the psychology of things when she's talking about it is what I loved about the book. It's what grabbed me with the book. That's kind of what made me give it like above a 4, because had it not been for the entire psychology part of it and just the way she talks about just the psychology of a person's brain, I probably would have given it like a 3.5. But because of the way she just spoke about the psychology, like basically the way the book was written, I think is what made me give it like a 4 stars. But it was an average thriller. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, this was an average thriller read, and it was just average. It was basic, man. Honestly, it was basic. There's nothing fantastic or spectacular about it apart from the psychology aspect of it, and I'm guessing the way that the book was written. So, I mean, kudos to her because it was a good book, but yeah, it was an average thriller read for me. This next one, I read this a few years ago before I even knew how Goodreads works, before I even knew about Storygraph, before I even knew about Fable. So I don't know what my rating was for this one, but if I'm like trying to, it was a pretty good thriller book. So I won't put down a rating here for it because I don't have one. But it's A Stranger in My House, and this is about a woman who's married to a man, and she's being stalked, right? And there's also somebody in her house. Like, somebody just walks into a house and then just start doing weird things. But essentially, the way this book starts is this woman, she gets into a car accident, and then afterwards she can't remember how she got there, why she was in such a panic when she left the house. And so yeah, that's basically all that I can say about the book. And I remember it being okay. I remember it being like a solid read, I feel like, but I did have a fun time reading it. Honestly, the more I think about it, I don't think I gave this book a 4, maybe like a 3.75, but it's whatever. Next one is I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh, and this is a book about a woman who her son gets run over by a car, And after that, she just wakes up one day and she just decides, I'm going to just leave. I'm going to leave. I'm not going to tell anybody where I'm going. I'm just taking a few things that I can carry with me, and I'm just going to start walking. And she just starts walking, and whichever direction, she just decides whichever direction life takes her, that's exactly where she's going to go. And then as she's going, she comes across a sign or something like that. She's like, okay, I'm gonna go there, and she just goes there, and she starts to try and build a new life for herself, as she's also just grappling with the grief, essentially. And we get two POVs in this one, and when I tell you, the POV of the next person, absolutely disgusting, okay? And when it comes, you won't know that it's coming, but it is just disgusting. This other human being, I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? I absolutely hated that person with every fiber of my being, okay? But when I tell you, I ate it up. I ate that POV up. I ate it up like this, okay? And there's like a plot twist that comes in the middle of the book. I am so passionate about this book. I'm choking on my saliva, okay? There's a plot twist that comes in the middle of this book, and it had my jaw on the floor. It had my jaw crawling on the floor, okay? Gobsmacked from all angles. I was like, wait a minute, what? And my life has never been the same. I'm so passionate about this book. I am going to choke on my saliva, okay? I'm so passionate about this book, but I absolutely loved it. The only reason why I feel like I didn't give it a 5 stars was because, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because I won't reread it. I literally dislike that person so much that reading from that person's mind is not something I want to relive. No, ma'am, no ham. Because I refuse to get that riled up again. Because sinister human being. So maybe that's the only reason why I didn't give it a 5 star. But then even that's not a good enough reason. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't give that book a 5 stars. I read it in a vlog when we went to like Durban for like a mini getaway. But yeah, I absolutely love that book. That book was phenomenal. Up there. Up there. If there's one book I'm gonna recommend, okay, maybe not. I probably recommend all of the books that I mentioned. But absolutely loved it. I enjoyed it thoroughly, fully. Loved it. Okay, guys, so those are all the books that I rated above a 4 star, but not quite the 5 star read for me. And I love thriller books, and I will continue to read thriller books, but it's getting increasingly harder to find quality 5 star thriller books, which is why I'm delving more into romance nowadays, because thriller books have been a little bit disappointing, and I think there's only so many ways in which you can do a thriller, and then sometimes it's just like the plot twists are just like, huh, why? So yeah, but I absolutely love thriller. It's literally my favorite, and I'll continue to read thriller books, and I'm continuously on the hunt for another 5 star read. Okay, we do find a lot of 4 stars, I feel like, but that's also really good for me. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this video. I hope you guys will like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and until next time, guys, bye.